We can do it old school.
Okay, do the opening.
Right?
The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Hello, everybody. Hi, P to all our listeners out there. This is Winnebago Talks on the Big Voice Radio, KWTN 100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska. And we are the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe. I am Bethani Redhorn, your communications office manager. Also DJ Bethani, the host of All Requests Live. And I am here in the studio with
W.I.N editor Brian Chamberlain, of course.
Yes.
MCBKC to all of you that are in the
Big Voice world.
Voice world, yes. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling lovely.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here.
Do I got you turned up a little too high?
Yeah, you could probably bring me down a little bit.
How's that?
That's better.
All right,
and then
cool.
you could probably bring our music down a little bit.
All right,
There we go.
much better.
So today we'll be talking about, we have some special guests here in the studio with us. We'll be getting into an interview with the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network. We have some ladies joining us here in the studio. We'll have our This Day in History with the Angel Decorah Museum, and we'll also have some updates from the W.I.N.
Of course, and then all the kind of conversation regarding the content related to what happens here at KWTN.
Yes.
There's a lot of exciting updates that are going to be coming, as well as kind of maybe some teasers, if you will. And don't forget about The Answer Is.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're ready, Bethany, because we're going to go for it today.
I'm nervous.
Absolutely. So,
But to talk about some updates, we'll kind of go into, I know Garen usually will get into a update from the W.I.N. You want to kind of go into that?
Of course, as you guys have seen in the past couple of issues, we're making a lot of renovations, if you will, to the Winnebago Indian News. Always making sure that the Winnebago people are kept as informed as possible with every piece and bit of news that we can in the 2-week publication. And then we're also taking a much bigger step into the social media presence. So if you have not yet done it, go to Facebook and follow the Winnebago Indian News Facebook page, and we will continuously update everything that's happening with the Winnebago tribe. For example, this morning, Chairwoman Kitcheon was providing testimony to the U.S. House Committee out in Washington, D.C., and we posted the link so you were able to watch that video live. That type of thing is there, as well as throwbacks. We've had a couple photos that were pushed our way, and they get a lot of good conversation going. I like how the community kind of remembers what happened, and they also know kind of who the people are, and have kind of a real good memory about what we're talking about there. So the Winnebago Indian News, like what we said, is going through a lot of renovations. We are adding what we have termed in Ho-Chunk people, Hakewe. And of course, if you don't know what that is going to be our page 6. And it is kind of a society type page that we debuted in the last issue. And of course, we're going to be pushing that forward in every issue as we move forward. To be a little redundant there, so I got stuck on the word forward. But anyway, everything that we have there is going to be society-based. We want to answer the rhetorical question, what does it mean to be a part of the Winnebago community? Because we know we have our rich culture, our rich heritage, everything that we do as a part of that, but that is a living thing, and we want to show all of our tribal members who may not be here in Winnebago what it means to be a part of the community here in town. And of course, everyone that contributes to that, thank you very much, and that will be continuing going on. We're going to have a storyteller section that I hope hope to debut in the next issue, where we're actually getting live stories being told to us from people who lived it, who experienced it, who felt it, in all kinds of scenarios, all kinds of experiences had, because our history is so much more than something that happened in 1856. It's what's happening here and today, what happened in the 70s, all this other kind of stuff. And so we're going to be trying to push that forward as well. So look for Hakeiwe, page 6, as well as the storyteller section, and then of course always everything and anything related to the news that the people need to hear. That's the Winnebago Indian News.
Awesome. Looking forward to that update for the Hakeiwe page 6.
Absolutely, I love it. And then also shout out to our webmaster Christina, because she created the kind of the banner, the headline for that as well.
I love it.
Yeah, Christina's good. I like what she does.
So that's kind of what's going on with the W.I.N, and we do have a new issue coming out this week.
Yes, the issue will be debuting, of course, I always like to say that, on Saturday. The deadline was yesterday, but if you have last minute things, get it to us immediately and we'll try to stuff it into an already overstuffed 8 pages that we have this time around. Also, don't forget the Winnebago Tribal Council minutes are also officially published in the W.I.N, and as those come out, we get them to you as soon as possible.
Yes, and then I was just kind of scrolling through as you're giving us that update. A lot of good promotions taking place out there at Winnebago as well.
Indeed, yeah. Winnebago is always, pushing the envelope, making sure that their customer base is getting what they need, and of course taking advantage of each seasonal aspect, if you will. And so this one that they have coming is kind of Valentine's related. Love is a Battlefield. I think they did it also last year, so it's kind of like a perennial type promotion for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's something that their players come to know and love. So
yeah. So that's going to be featured in the W.I.N every issue. Usually on the back page they have all their upcoming promotions.
Right. Winnebago kind of owns page 8.
Yes. So that's going to be coming up for the W.I.N. We have an issue coming up this week, and then if they ever had any content, or they had like maybe a promotion they needed to get into the W.I.N, how could they get a hold of you guys?
They can always get a hold of us via email, Winnebago Indian News at winnebagotribe.com, or we have our individual emails, myself and our circulation manager Tyler. Hers is Tyler, Tyler .snake at winnebagotribe.com, and then of course mine, Brian, Brian .Chamberlain at winnebagotribe.com.
Let's see here. Someone that's listening said, they said the music isn't on Facebook. Background music isn't on Facebook or YouTube.
Okay.
We
can hear it in the
clear.
headphones.
Yeah.
Weird.
But nonetheless, we're showing.
How about now? No, just kidding.
So that was a update from the W.I.N, and that's our W.I.N editor, Brian, and he's also our host for Midnight Love and Res Ride.
Yeah.
And so some updates from the big boys is that we'll have our February schedule coming out. I was able to get that compiled together. So we have an exciting Valentine's Day coming up.
Yes, we do.
Edition of the Big Hour. And then we have a new episode from Morningstar Counseling and Society of Care. So they'll be bringing Indigenous voice to the first Monday of the month here on the Big Voice. It'll be over the noon hour.
Okay.
And so we also have the Big Hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuesdays we get into Winnebago Talks at 11 a.m. Wednesday we have the Big Boy Sports Talk Show at 5 p.m. Thursdays, we have All Requests Live, which I host at 11 a.m. We get into Res Ride at 4 p.m., hosted by MCBKC. And then we'll have a new episode debuting season 3 of Baby Bison Beats.
Nice.
I'm excited for it.
I am too. Baby Bison Beats.
It was awesome to watch them kind of brainstorming yesterday.
Okay,
They
nice.
were getting their next episode ready. So
nice.
we'll have that debuting this Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. And then Friday, we have the Friday Night Hot Mix with DJ Blue, and then Midnight Love with MCBKC.
Yeah, this last one around, I don't know which version of it was, but man, I was listening to the kind of the deeper section of it, as it got toward the end of the show.
Yep.
And wow, it's like Blue was really taking it to places like, holy, I wanted to say some beep, beep, beep. And you can't say it on the radio, it's like, yeah, Blue. But anyway, so yeah, Friday Night Hot Mix, I gotta say I love it.
So then, real quick, I'm just going to make sure our audio levels. Do you want to give them a run-through of your latest episode of Midnight Love?
Yeah, Midnight Love, episode 38 was Love Groove Volume 2, and that's basically where we took not necessarily the slowest of the slow jams like we did in Love Groove Volume 1, but they're songs that have a little bit of a pace to them, definitely a vibe to them. And that episode 38, I think, was really, really awesome. And then, of course, we did pay homage to the one and only, of course, R&B and then Midnight Love royalty Keith Sweat, because you remember we had the Keith Sweat Bonanza, is that what we called it? Were 9 songs, 9 songs in a row, absolutely. And then of all different sorts, we didn't just take, the number one hits, we took, deep into the cuts, and so that was nice.
Some Keith Sweat tracks that I actually hadn't heard before.
Really? Nice, yeah. And of course a couple of remixes in there as well, so we had a little bit of exclusivity.
Yes.
So yeah, episode 38, and we'll do a replay, of course.
We do replay Midnight Love every night at 10 p.m. through the midnight hour.
Yep.
Then I did see we got a comment about the weekends. So we are working on additional programming. We just got to get our bearings. And
what'd they say? We're going to get the
nothing?
weekend?
Yeah. I wish. Nah.
Our guest host for today is not the weekend.
I'll be bringing in Abel. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we are working on getting some programming lined up for the weekend, for the weekends. But that's just kind of some update from the W.I.N, the Big Voice. And so MCBKC and we're going to welcome on our first set of guests here.
Okay.
We'll have our ladies come
on up and take a seat and put the headphones on in the most comfortable way possible. And then also a little bit while they're getting situated here is, we always have, I guess you guys go back and forth about the weekend. And
yes.
Garen absolutely loves the weekend's halftime performance at the Super Bowl. Yes, he does. And so we always have to say that. It's like, what would it be without the weekend and the halftime? So.
I know. But to also bring up, I seen that a lot of people were like just flabbergasted over the 2 teams that are going to the Super Bowl. A lot of people thought that like it was already going to be set in stone on, I don't know, the Ravens.
Yeah,
and
Baltimore was supposed to just stomp the Chiefs, and they did not. Yeah, and then also the Lions really tore it up in the first half, and so but of course San Francisco was able to pull it out. And I say it that way because if you're old like me, you remember where that comes from. Maybe that's will be a question I'll put on the question of the day, or the answer
anything sports related.
Okay.
But to switch gears here, we are joined here in the studio by 2 special guests, and so kind of got them situated here. So I would like to kind of allow them some time to introduce themselves. So go ahead, ladies, let our listeners know who you are and which program you're here to talk about today.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Lara Spencer, and I am with the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network, and I am a program coordinator for the weight management program.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Rebecca American Horse, and I'm the livestock coach for the YEP NAGU program here in Winnebago, but I'm also the contact person for Lara's program.
Okay. And Lara, you're not located in Winnebago?
We are not. However, it's called the Rural Health Network for a reason. We have several different organizations and community partners, and Winnebago being one of them. And the reason that we've done that is to really maximize the resources that we have, as well as the skills and time of everyone involved, so we can effectively serve our communities as a whole.
Nice.
So then with the areas that you cover, could you kind of break down what all areas that consists of?
Yeah, so we have a service area that is located with Cedar-Dixon, Wayne, and then Thurston counties.
Okay. And then what are some of the services that are provided with your program?
Yeah, so in the weight management program, we have 2 different levels of support. This is a lower intensity program, and so we have gold level and then silver. And so basically that just determines what kind of support that you would like from the health coaches. And either weekly contact or a monthly contact, and we help you get down to business with MyFitnessPal or a journal to really effectively manage how active you are and what you're eating, as well as we do encouraging daily texts, and then the in-body assessments that happen monthly as well.
Okay, nice. And then with your area, Rebecca, what are some of the services that you provide?
So I'm a livestock coach for the diabetes program, and then we changed that to the YEP NAGU program. So then, so we do livestock coaching. We have our Whole Chunk Hope program, and that's a class that's based off diabetes prevention. And then we also have Lara, so that's a good option for us. It gives us more people we could serve. And then we have our Path to Good Weight program. So then that's another weight loss program through us. And then I think I covered.
That's awesome. So then also with, you said you're located here in Winnebago?
Yes, and then my office is at the Wellness Center, so then I'm better able to serve for the BMI assessments and stuff. So.
Okay. And then also, do you have any upcoming like events that are going to be taking place?
So actually we don't have anything that is right on the agenda other than today was coming and just connecting, but Rebecca and I have worked in the past, and we've worked on things such as we've helped with like
freezer meals.
Freezer meals, yeah.
Then we're community screenings. We do those, and then we've been to the health fair.
Yeah, the health fair back in June, I think.
Yep.
Absolutely, and we got to see quite a lot of people. I think there was about 400 people that turned up to be able to interact with the community.
Awesome.
Nice.
I did see, so do you want to kind of break down, this was so the listeners that are watching the live stream, we have a visual up. And so this is Laura and Camila? Rebecca. Yep. I don't know why I thought that was Camila in the picture. But this was
in the back. No.
This is at the health fair?
Yes.
At the most recent one?
Yes.
So then some of the goodies that you guys had, what all did you guys all kind of give out at the public health fair?
I think a good one for that day was the fans.
Yes.
And then just kind of the information. Like we gave out flyers. I think she had the keychains, and then pins.
And another thing too is we have exercise bands, and I know a lot of people will say, gosh, I don't know exactly how I can be active. I might have limitations or perhaps a disability that makes them limited in their mobility. And so we really encouraged people to be as active as they can and really be creative on how they can get movement in their body. And so we were giving out exercise bands as well as fans and some other promotional items as well.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things that can be done with the most simple level of activity. You know, myself, of course, on my own health journey or whatever you want to call it, I was very much surprised by the effect of simple walking. You know, a lot of people think that, oh, you got to run a marathon and sprint it every day. And it's like, no, that's really not what it's about. You know, of course, I'm not a healthcare professional, and, you know, you need to always, you know, seek that type of advice first. But this is just my individual story, is like the amount of, I guess, effectiveness of simple walking.
Yep.
You know, and people, they're shocked once they learn that you can walk a mile in 15 to 20 minutes. Boom, a mile, you know, and it just goes from there. So.
Yeah, and I always encourage people, you know, we think about, oh, we have to get out to the gym, or like you said, just simple walking, whether it's outside, but in the winter time, it can be especially difficult.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, you know, I had some limitations due to my back, and so every day I called it lazy girl exercises, and I'd lay on the floor and do a lot of different things, but I was using bands and still getting movement in and actually gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. So anything is possible if you commit to it.
Absolutely. And there's so many good resources out there as well. You know, I know that you guys definitely have a lot of them that you'd be able to suggest to anyone that wants, you know, to come in and how can I be healthier? How can I reach my, you know, my weight loss goals, or whatever they're looking for, you know, and that type of thing. But don't be afraid to, you know, reach out and find what works for you. You know, and of course, always take, you know, your healthcare provider's advice, you know, make sure that you're capable of handling it and that type of thing. But at the same time, it really begins with just start. You don't need to wait for a Monday. You don't need to wait for New Year's Day. And, you know, get out there and start.
Yeah.
So.
And on that, we are funded through HRSA, a HRSA grant, Health Resources and Services Administration. And so that grant is actually ending at the end of June. And so I would really encourage, now is the time if you are interested in kind of getting a jump start. The first of the year is past, but no better time than now to go ahead and get started before this grant currently ends. So.
That's right. And I got to throw this out there as well. Excuse me for saying so much with that, but a lot of people, because I go to a gym, I hate New Year's Day. I avoid it like the plague. I avoid it like COVID. But at the same time, now, all those people that I'm done, they're gone. So it's a good time, if you can, join the gym or go to some other place to exercise, because they're empty again.
Yeah. So they got weeded out.
Yeah, it's like all those people that I'm really going to go for it. And I was like, you needed to stay there. That's what it's about, is consistency.
Consistency.
So,
Absolutely.
So then I did see that one of our listeners had a question with, what about the mental health aspect of these issues?
Absolutely. So the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network does have a couple of coalitions. And so one of the coalitions is behavioral health, and the other one is health promotion. And so we are really interested in doing the work. We have lots of our partners and other community members that are involved in that. And if that's something that interests you as a part of something bigger and making change, I know we're working on like suicide risk, also diabetes, different things like that. So mental health, when we look at our health at all in a holistic way, we see that all of those things are connected. Our mental health is directly connected to our physical health, as well as our environmental health, right? And so we have different impacts, and mental health for many is kind of the starting point for them to be able to kind of seek change and make progress.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. And for everyone out there, of course, we've all had, a different kind of journey and stuff. It really does impact your mental health and your mental awareness in really good ways. I mean, again, speaking from my own point of view, what it does for you, as well as your stress level, your sleep quality, all of that, and that matters so much more than what people, I think, give it credit for. They think it's about some magic pill or some waving of some magic wand, and it isn't. It's the journey of it, and the fact that you're taking care of yourself in the best ways possible, and then you can on occasion have the Twinkie in the whole house.
Absolutely. It's all about balance, right?
Yes, it is. And so one Twinkie in each hand. No.
Yeah.
While you're running.
Yes, exactly. So anyway,
So in a nutshell of that, we kind of talked about the services that are provided over at the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network.
Yeah.
And so to kind of be on a more personal note, how long have each of you ladies been in your position?
Go ahead.
Oh, so I've been with my team for 5 years.
5 years. Awesome.
Yeah, and I've been with the network for just over a year, so I'm a little fresh to it, but I've been in the area about 10 years.
Awesome.
nice.
So then with what you do, what's the number one thing that kind of is a good motivation for you for, how am I trying to say this? What do you find that is the most enjoyable thing about your position?
Sure. So I'm a social worker by nature, and so I just enjoy helping people achieve things that they want to achieve, right? So a lot of times programs can be very directive. So we need you to do this, you have to do that in order to kind of stay in this program. And this program is so different because you get to set your own goals and you get to set your own timeline. And I like to see people figure that out for themselves and really make that progress and make it their own, so they can achieve their goals and find a way to be healthier and to improve their wellness. So really just working with people and seeing their progress is what keeps me motivated in the position that I am.
Awesome.
Nice.
How about you, Rebecca?
Kind of the same for me. I like helping people work towards their health goals and accomplish those along the way. And yeah, you could see their outlook change too. Yeah, so just
Awesome.
motivating them to keep going.
Yeah.
So then with the program and the services that are provided, if somebody was interested in getting involved, how could they get a hold of you ladies?
Yeah. So we have a Facebook page, as you've seen. There is a flyer on there that does have a QR code, but much simpler than that. Sometimes people aren't super excited about QR codes or just about technology, and so it can be as simple as giving us a call. Our phone number is 402-375-2200, and you can go ahead and ask for Lara, and I will certainly help you get registered, and I can take all of your information over the phone and get you registered that way and get you figuring out which location you would like, because we also have another location, W.I.N Family Medicine, as well.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, a lot of outlets. That's good. And so I also seen one of our listeners had asked if, I want to make sure that I got it correctly. He had asked if, do you have anything for adolescent diabetes?
You know, that is a huge goal, and that's a great question, because we're learning more and more that most people are insulin resistant and are heading towards diabetes. And so Rebecca said it perfectly earlier that diabetes prevention is weight loss. And so we're really just working on that. However, this specific program is for 18 to 74 in age. And so unfortunately, this program does not include youth, but I am hoping in the future that this is something that we can pursue, because instead of, helping people kind of that are already set in their ways and having to work backwards, we would love to really start prevention with young
Absolutely.
kids.
The relationships that people create with food are very much rooted in the younger and adolescent years. That's really kind of like the understatement of the century, if you will, because everybody, all of us individually and stuff, we have that relationship with food, and it was brought on by the way we were raised. Of course, myself individually, clean your plate, and so it's like, I don't like it, but it's like you still had to eat it, and that kind of thing. And so many in my generation and before, we were raised with that.
Yes.
And so kind of like the wasting of food is something that you're really apprehensive of and taught not to do, and that type of thing. But once you change and recognize, I guess, the need for that change, step back even further, you can do pretty much anything with that. And then also, like you were saying, right now you may not have the exact programming that you would like to have, but just raising the awareness that age is not a saving thing. These diabetes exists within all age groups.
Yes.
It's not something that only happens to 50-year-olds. It's not something that only, that type of thing. It's everywhere. And then also do what you need to do, but raising the awareness is a key component to that.
Absolutely.
So then I just thought of a question whenever MCBKC was talking about that. Whenever I was in school, I remember they would come in and they would do these screenings with us at the school. And I'm thinking elementary days or whatever. But do you does your program ever do anything like that?
So not this particular program, but we do, we are part of a larger organization, the Northeast Nebraska Public Health Department. And so we work closely with the nurses, the school nurses and things like that work to complete those things. But at the end of the day, a lot of people view weight and health as a number, right, on the scale.
Right.
But one of my favorite things is part of that education piece, and we can help people understand what their weight consists of: fat, water, muscle, and bone. And so once people are able to understand those components,
Yes.
they can effectively be able to manage those
Right.
things, whether it's gaining muscle and steadily, slowly losing fat, or focusing more on fat if they have a substantial amount of muscle and they're considering just working on the fat loss. And so really depends, but education is really important. and awareness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the way that you brought that forward, I think, is extremely important for people to not fall in love with the number on the scale.
Yeah.
They think that, oh my God, I didn't lose 12 pounds in 3 days. It's like, that doesn't mean anything. You have to understand how your body reacts to that. And then I know there's a lot of thought to that, and I'm sure, there's various schools of thought related to that, but the differences in how men and women respond to the activity. You know, because even, I mean, you of course maybe have seen the TV show The Biggest Loser and that type of thing. You know, the men were always just dropping weight left and right, but on percentage, the women were usually the biggest, you know, losers, so to speak. So
Yeah, that's the right
Yeah.
kind of loser to be.
exactly, and it's about the percentage. And the other thing, just to, you know, kind of reiterate and underscore the point that you were making there, it's about how you feel. You know, the quality of life that you have for yourself, you know, what you've changed for yourself. Again, don't fall in love with the number on the scale or the number on your waistband and that type of thing, because if your body's feeling good and you're moving on, that's what it's about. It is a journey. It is not the destination, it's the journey.
So to kind of, I guess, in a nutshell, summarize the services that you provide, could you maybe reiterate some of the things that you guys all touch on and cover?
Yeah, so the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network is really seeking to create healthier communities by working together. So that's our overall arching goal. And the weight management program is really just to help meet the needs of the community. We had a community health needs assessment, and the community spoke. It was all of those communities and counties. And obesity was at the top of everyone's list for concerns, and so that's why we chose this program. This is the reason, and it was driven by the people in our communities. And so we're here for you, and we're wanting you to seek out help, and we are ready.
Nice.
Awesome.
Real-time results, and that matters.
Yes.
It really does. You know, not some arbitrary number on the wall. It's based on the people in the community that are here. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So ladies, if you ever have any other updates to kind of relay, or if you have any upcoming events, we definitely would love for you to come back and join us.
Okay.
Before we move on, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
I would like to say a shout out to all of our partners, and I always have a moment, but Winnebago, and then the Public Health Department, UNMC, Midtown, the W.I.N Family Medicine Clinic, Pender Community Hospital, and Providence Medical Center. Those are our partners in our network.
Awesome.
Very good. I like you mentioning that as well, because network kind of doesn't capture it enough, but there is a ton of people, organizations, you know, involved in making sure that if you want to reach out and find solutions or find, you know, ways to move forward, it's there. You just got, you know, to make the contact. So.
Yeah, and this reminds me of a gentleman that we worked with on the grant, and he said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Right.
And so that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, that's a good one. It really is. So, are you guys summer people or winter?
Summer.
Yeah.
we were just talking about how we were excited to see the snow melt and get back to, you know, just living our life with no coats.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that'd
And
be
then
great.
even seeing the sun.
Yes.
You know, was it even out last week?
No.
I swear to you, I was just telling her, I think I saw on the news that I think Omaha went like 84 hours or something without seeing the sun due to all the fog.
gosh.
So I don't think it was that bad around Norfolk
Yeah.
and here, but it does get a little dark and a little
Yeah.
dreary.
I was telling Garen yesterday, I was like, it feels like summer outside. Yeah.
I
It
know,
was real nice though.
I know. It's like whoever thought that 30 degrees would be warm.
And I was like, I always like to say I'm a winter person, but then the winter we've had this year, I was like, I don't think I'm a winter person.
I take it back.
Yes,
Yeah.
you change your mind.
But yeah, I appreciate you ladies making time to come up and talk with us, and I look forward to collaborating again in the future.
Absolutely.
Before you ladies head out, you already gave your shout out. Is there anything else you wanted to relay?
Just go ahead and take the leap and make a change. And if you're willing to commit, we're here for you. And even if you have, we've had people who take a pause or have different issues, and that's okay. We meet you where you're at, and we help get you started.
Awesome. And so, you know, just going out, Lara and Rebecca, if you would reintroduce yourselves for those maybe that didn't catch the early part of the show. Just
Yeah. So again, my name is Lara Spencer, and I am with the Rural Health Network, and I am a program coordinator there, and specifically working on the weight management program.
And then I'm Rebecca. I'm the livestock coach for the YAP Nagu program here in Winnebago. But then I also help Lara with her contacts too. So I'm based out of the Wellness Center. So if anybody just wants to stop in and have any
Yeah.
questions,
Absolutely. Rebecca's a great coach.
Very good. Very good.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for coming up.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you taking the opportunity to just share our message and reach other people that might not always see posts on the online or whatever. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And then you did make mention the grant will be coming to a close in June.
Yes, at the end
So
of June.
take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes, and also look for new and different programs. We have applied for an additional HRSA grant, so we are looking forward to continuing our work in different ways based on the needs of the community. So be on the watch out for us.
Very good.
Awesome.
Very
Thank
good.
Thanks,
you.
ladies.
Yeah,
Have a
thank you very
great,
much.
beautiful day.
You too.
So I'm just on the live stream. I'm just showing a visual of some of their information that is listed on the website. And so it just kind of gives a breakdown of upcoming events, some resources right there. And they also have a calendar and some about us information. So you could see that at what's that say, Brian? Sorry.
nnphd.ne.gov.
Gotcha.
nnphd.ne.gov.
Alrighty, so we also wanted to relay there is a couple updates that are going to be taking place. There's a live stream event that we'll be doing this evening. So we have a home game that's going to be hosted for the Lewis and Clark conference, the basketball
okay.
conference. So the girls will be taking the court here in Winnebago. Winnebago's hosting. So we'll be live streaming both of those games. I believe it's starting at 6 o'clock and then another one at 7:30.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be live streaming that on the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube page.
So the Winnebago game and another game not including Winnebago? Or
I believe they're both the girls' teams.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think they're like, I don't know if it's like a double header or
Really?
what the terminology is, but
Wow. I didn't think that they did that.
yeah, there was some confusion yesterday when we were like planning for this because the inquiry came to Garen. They asked if we would be live streaming that, and then I confused it because I thought it was yesterday. But there was a game yesterday. The boys played. They played.
It was in Hardington? Or is that
I think
who
they
it
played
was?
in Allen.
Allen?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
because I was talking to Bill last night and he went to the game. I'm forgetting who they played, but
Why am I thinking Hardington then?
that was the recent home game.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
They
Bing.
recently played them. They
I know someone's probably saying, Jay, that already happened.
so look at there's a link up on the school's page. So the junior high girls basketball. Oh, that one's at Rosalie at 4 p.m. So that's one game. But there's going to be the high school girls conference basketball at home versus Creighton at 6 p.m.
By live stream. That's kind of crazy because they play junior high basketball in Rosalie. So I'm assuming it's kind of like that triangle shaped building. Have you ever been down there?
Yeah, when I was real young. It's been so long.
That's where they used to play in my high school days. That was their main gym. So of course, Bancroft Rosalie has a brand new facility, and I think it's pretty nice if I remember right. It's been a couple years since I went down to Bancroft, but the Rosalie one it's kind of crazy just to think about it. It's like back then it used to seem like such a big gym, and I bet if you walked in it now it'd be like, oh my gosh.
There's a gym. Every time I think of when I was in youth sports, there's a gym, and I don't know if it was in like Wakefield or Wynot, or I couldn't be Wynot, but it was just such a small enclosed gym that like right when you walk in, there's like little vending machines and stuff, and then it has like curtains or whatever. I don't know if they use it for a theater or something, but when you go in, then it's just a real small space. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy thinking about some of the gymnasiums that the schools had, especially because in my day, of course, we're going back half a century here now. No, but just kidding. The smallest gym that we ever played in at the time was Beamer. Beamer's gym was so little that even like when you would take the ball out of bounds, after the, someone scored or whatever, you only could step toward the wall. They already knew that, you were going to go over the line because there was barely enough room for even like your foot to stand there.
Wow.
So it was just kind of crazy. And then the stage was like right next to the end line. And so like the players would literally sit on the stage, the everyone that wasn't in the game and the coaches and stuff. It was such a small facility. I wonder if it's still there. I have not been to Beamer.
Hopefully they expanded it a little bit.
They're keeping it old school.
Renovated and
Yeah.
added a little space.
Yeah, they had a brand new facility built around it, but they kept it real with, no, just kidding.
I said, this can't change.
Yeah, it's our legacy. No, I was just kidding.
So we're talking about some of the services that are provided over there at the Northeast Nebraska Rural Health Network. And
Got it.
so
Nice.
I wanted to touch on, we talked about the game last night. So I want to say they played Creighton, the boys.
Okay.
But I did see that the boys won. They won by 1 point.
Oh,
I seen that.
gosh.
So
Barn burner.
Q will probably talk more about that on the sports show, which is on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. But I came across something that's taking place today that I kind of wanted to relay. So if you wanted to give a little of yourself to save a life, you can go to the Winnebago Public Health Department blood drive, which is taking place at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Gym. It's 205 Bluff Street here in Winnebago. It started at 9:30 a.m. this morning, and it's going until 1:30 p.m.
Nice.
So you can scan. They do have a flyer that's listed on the schools page, and I'm assuming it's on the Winnebago Public Health Department as well. But there's a QR code that you could scan as well. And appointments are encouraged. You can text LifeServe to
999-777. Or
Thank
call 1-800-287-4903.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Have you ever given blood?
Yeah.
Have you? It
Yeah.
takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little longer. No, I mean, you're not going to be sitting there for, you know, a whole day. But,
No.
you know, it's not just
It's a little
like,
time consuming.
Yeah, it's not like the
but it's for
the
a good
finger
cause.
poke. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. And then when I was younger, I even I tried to donate my plasma before
Really?
at BioLife. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just not for me.
I think that one takes a while too. If
That
I
one
remember,
does,
I know
yeah.
a couple people that do that, and they said it takes close to an hour, if not right at an hour, somewhere in there. So, what I always wondered with this too is because I have personally never given blood, and that is, I don't even know my blood type.
Now that you say that, I was like, I used to think that I knew it. I did. I forgot.
I don't. That's because I
one.
went down to the hospital one time, and it was doing a totally different blood draw procedure, and I asked them if they could tell me, and they said no, we don't do that testing. It's specific, and I was like, oh, okay. So I guess unknown for me. But no, I've never given it. But if you do have a chance, get down to Whirling Thunder Wellness and give a pint. No, just kidding.
Until 1:30 p.m.
Yes, and I'm sure they'll have a nice cookie and something for you at the end too. Yeah, it's always good.
Okay, so Tyler is here. We'll be getting into trivia
All
with
right.
me and her.
Tyler, oh my gosh, we're coming for you, girl.
Let me just check with Ben, see if him or Sunshine's going to be popping up.
Yep. So for listeners who are out there, don't forget that. Thank you, ladies. Don't forget that KWTN has a ton of different programming that happens all throughout the week. This is, of course, Bago Talks, which is typically and usually hosted by Guaranteed, and also, you and him are in here together and that type of thing. But Garen's taking care of some other activities today, and so he could not make it. But all throughout the week, like what Bethany said, the Big Hour comes to you live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can always tune in via terrestrial radio, KWTN 100.9 FM, or you can go to the Tribe's website and click on the media player, listen from anywhere in the world, or like what you're seeing here. If you can safely do that, we broadcast via YouTube. And is this its own channel? Or
The
is
Big
this,
Voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So
It's
you,
KWTN, The Big Voice.
so you'd basically search that on YouTube. Okay, and see it broadcasting live. So if you can do that, you can even do it now because we are there currently.
We do have a visual up as MCBKC was going through that. So if you go to the WinnebagoTribe.com, you'll see a big overview of all the good things that are listed on the website. And we have a tab up there. So the Winnebago Indian News has their own tab where there's also archives that you could view. And they're in PDF, so you click on them, they'll generate on whatever device you're using. Usually it will recognize it and you'll be able to view those. The digital copy of the WIN.
Yes.
And so there's also a KWTN radio tab where you can access our online streaming player. So that's right there. If I click it, it's going to start playing, but you'll just click on that and
it'll take you right there.
yes, anywhere in the world with an internet connection.
Yep.
So
All of the programming on KWTN, not just today's shows, but all of them. So
okay.
definitely look for that.
Ben's on his way, so we'll be getting into this day in history.
Okay.
But
We got a new episode this week for Midnight Love.
It's in the works. I don't have a name for it yet, but it'll be episode 39. And so, like what we said, episode 38 was Love Groove Volume 2. I was really happy with it, the way it turned out. You know, songs with a pace, definitely slow jams. Don't get me wrong. You know, we're not on the floor of the club. You know, but we will replay it, of course, episode 38. And then the previous shows that we did too, episode 37, that was the deep cuts, and kind of we went all over the place with that. I remember we had a little bit of a, I guess, paying homage to Club Nouveau to open that door, and that was amazing. Then, of course, was it 36 or 35? I'm forgetting now.
36.
The Smoosh Drip.
Yep, that was 36.
Yeah, I like that one.
I love that one.
All new songs from the recent charts, even on the charts today. And it's kind of crazy because some of the music that I put on there, somebody said to me, it's like, I don't really like that song, but now they're listening to it, and I was like, that's what that's about. You know, you guys, when you share new music, of course, you always get that in the beginning. I hate that song, whatever.
It grows on you.
Yeah, then it grows on you. So a lot of good stuff there. Midnight Love every night at 10. New shows on Friday.
Definitely. And so I didn't get this posted up on the Facebook yet, but I just wanted to touch on it.
Yeah.
So we do have a new top 5. So if you are an adamant listener, I host All Requests Live every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. here on the Big Voice. So it's an audio only show. It's over the radio airwaves, but we get into a lot of different genres. We'll play all kinds of music. We'll get requests. You can dedicate a song to someone special. You can make their day, even if you just want to pick up their day a little bit. Maybe they're having a bad day.
Yep. And I'm glad you're saying that because, of course, with all of our radio shows, the ones that I'm going to do, we're going to have a Valentine's theme, guys. So whether it's ARL, whether it's Midnight Love, even the Big Hour, if you guys have dedications that you want to send out to that special someone, give that shout out there and let us know, and we will get it on the radio as quickly as we can in these playlists for you. We will try our darndest to make sure they're radio friendly.
Yep.
And then even if they're not, you know, we can still give the shout out and that type of thing. So the Valentine's promos are on their way.
Yes.
So Beat It was the winner last week. I didn't get to ask you the voting. How close was it?
Beat It won. It had 7 more votes than
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica was 2.
Yeah.
And then I was surprised because Jelly Roll was the one holding it down for a bit there, but that one came in 3rd.
Yeah.
I was loving that Metallica song. I was like, it was such a hard one for me last week because I was like, they're all good. I was like, but that Metallica one was almost like a forgotten one for me anyway.
Yeah, love it. That's one of my favorites. Yep. The Unforgiven is what she's talking about. That ended up 2nd place.
Yes.
Michael Jackson won the day.
So MJ's bringing over into this week with a new top 5. We'll also be going up against Rockstar by Post Malone and 21 Savage. And then we got I Get Around by Tupac, the radio friendly version.
Yes.
You've Really Got a Hold on Me by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. And then this one, it's a little different, but it's to go in collaboration with the 49ers making it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't think I've heard number 5, so I guess I got to check that one out.
It's a good one.
Okay.
I kind of screened it.
Yeah, those are some pretty heavy hitters. You know, Michael's going to have a fight on his hands.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see that. So, yep.
So to mention that one, then we touched on it in the beginning, but I just wanted to reiterate. So we do have 2 apprentices with us for the semester. We have MC Ash, and then we have a debut. I don't want to, he's going to be introducing himself in the debut for season 3, but he is a new apprentice for us with the Big Voice. And MC Ash, she was with us last semester, so she was the main host for season 2, but season 3 is going to have 2 hosts. It'll be MC Ash and the newcomer.
Okay, so the debut will happen
Thursday evening, 7 p.m.
Nice. Baby Bison Beats. I love it. MC Ash, she's really kicking it. I love it. Absolutely love it. And the other fellas too, you know, no diss to DJ Grandson and MC Musso.
Yep.
Yeah. Wonder how they're doing. I haven't heard from them.
I know that they're both in school. They're both taking classes, and yeah, we were trying to work out for them to come and host the episode during the winter break, but the weather and then just all that stuff. So it didn't work out, but I'm hoping that they'll be able to pop in sometime soon. Yeah,
that whole time period really fell apart once you think about it. It's like, oh my gosh. So, hey, there he is, the man
Sorry to answer.
with the plan. So, We is on number 4, I believe. So you want to give us a quick voice check there, Ben?
Test.
Sounds good.
How are you doing today, Mr. Ben Crawford?
I'm doing pretty good. I actually have a really big announcement. Next week is going to be my last week at the museum.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah. I recently accepted a position back in Minnesota, closer to my family.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be some hard goodbyes with somebody. It's been
Wow.
5.5 years of working for the tribe now. Yeah.
Wow, that it goes by quick.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't feel like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But that's good though. You get to be closer to your family and.
Yeah, I've got kind of like a learning position at the Mayo Clinic actually in Rochester.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our big event for the day.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Departure. So.
Yeah, so I'm working with Sunshine to try to get things set up for the next person as best we can. But
Okay. Yeah.
and
Do you have an actual date then?
probably next Thursday or Friday, depending on how things go out. But yeah.
All right. So you will. So maybe one more show.
Yeah, maybe one more show. Yeah.
So we might have to plan a surprise.
Yes, I know. I was just sitting here like, we gotta have like a little dinner, going away dinner.
Yeah, I have a confession to make, and I told this to a couple of my friends. I haven't seen Thunderheart yet. I just recently watched Smoke Signals, and I know. So mortal sin,
wow.
Forgive me there. I haven't seen
Wow.
Thunderheart, but so I don't know. Just putting it out there. I can watch my own, but maybe we'll do a watch party with somebody or something.
Yeah, cool.
That'd be awesome.
I got to see it in the theater when it premiered, and so, of course not the actual premiere, but the night it came out and stuff. So it was kind of crazy because, side note, squirrel moment there. Frank Lemire was also there. Him and his wife were
Wow.
attending. Yeah, so it was nice.
Awesome. Well, that is a big announcement.
Yeah, I would say there's plenty of parts of the job where it's like, I'm okay with that. The hardest thing, the absolute hardest thing will be not working with the immersion classroom and not doing tours and stuff.
yeah.
Love that. Makes me
Yeah.
so happy. I love the interpersonal parts of the job and teaching some people. Grant administration, intact finance,
can keep
they're not
that.
high on my life list. Yeah, I'll let the next person grab that one. But but so I'm gonna really, really miss working with the people and working with people and kids who are like interested and hungry to learn about that, and where it kind of sinks in and makes an impact. But yeah.
So take me back a little bit in this, working with you kind of residually and stuff. Your educational background is history?
Yeah, so I going into college, this is really funny by the way. I went to Beloit College in Wisconsin. It's a very small school, about an hour and a half north of Chicago, right on the Illinois-Wisconsin border.
Yeah.
And the campus is covered in Native American mounds. And I think the Ho-Chunk Nation has an office nearby, but they would sometimes visit at night and put stuff on the mounds.
Okay.
And I ended up working for that tribe.
Nice.
But so yeah, I went into college really interested in history, and then I discovered anthropology and museum studies while in college, which is kind of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with anthropology, but it's the study.
Somewhat, yeah.
It's the study of human culture.
Yeah.
It's a really big field.
Yes.
It's like biology, right? There's a lot of different parts of that.
Yeah.
But in anthropology, you've got archaeology, you've got the study of culture, you've got the study of language, and then you've got
like
kind of like forensics or evolutionary
biology.
Yeah. But archaeology and cultural anthropology to me were kind of like more living history, more physical history, and less memorizing dates and learning stories, and rather learning to kind of see patterns in people and culture. And so yeah, that really got sparked in college, and I got my bachelor's with a major in anthropology and minor in museum studies. And then after that, I worked at an Arizona museum just kind of part-time for a while and was looking to get back to the Midwest.
Okay.
Since that's where I'm from. And Ended up finding a job with the tribe about a year after I graduated college. Yeah.
Nice. I love Arizona. I absolutely love it.
Me too.
The landscape, the climate, every part of it. I mean, I don't know why. Somebody
It's just
said,
beautiful.
yes, past life experience, and but I just feel at home. Seriously.
It is beautiful, and it's beautiful year round.
Yeah.
It doesn't always feel beautiful on your skin when it's 120 degrees, because that's why I'm no longer living in Phoenix, Arizona, is because as a native Minnesotan, when it was like 120 degrees, and I was like just roasting and not making any money at all.
Oh my
I think my
gosh.
car broke down at one point, and I didn't have AC in my car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
like
my
living on the
gosh.
surface of the sun. I'm like, get me out of here.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Yeah, Phoenix in the summertime.
It is. I mean, it really is beautiful because it's like a city with mountains inside of it, right?
Yes.
Like Chicago, you don't got nothing on that. Yeah. And the desert is gorgeous, but it's just,
Yes.
yeah. Don't come out when the sun's up. Yeah.
Yeah, when
certain times a year.
My daughter played volleyball, and of course her game debut was at a college in Prescott. I got to say it that way because it's
Okay.
not Prescott, it's Prescott.
Prescott.
That's how it's pronounced. Just
Prescott.
like how Norfolk is Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Yeah.
Norfolk.
So anyway, so we went there, and of course I had never been, and it's I can't remember the Embry-Riddle, I think is the name of the college. It's NAIA, and they're just phenomenal in their sports. I mean, gosh, their football team, their basketball teams, their volleyball. I mean, all of it was just great. But it was a college that was actually dedicated to military training. I never knew that and stuff. But anyway, when we went there, again, something I didn't know, there's the Prescott National Forest, which was literally adjacent to the south end of the town. We cruised through that. It was one of those moments, where you go somewhere,
Amazing. Yeah.
you get lost, and it's a good thing. Oh man, it was so amazing.
Cool,
So, yeah.
cool.
If you can, of course, the Sedona area, but
Beautiful.
Prescott.
Yeah,
It was very
yeah.
similar, I'm told. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Prescott, Arizona. Nice.
Mhm.
So
Mine is Flagstaff.
yeah,
I
the
love
northern part.
Flagstaff, yes.
Yeah, and then you never realize it snows in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The high desert. Yeah.
Always very, very, very good. So nice.
So, Mr. Ben Crawford, besides your big announcement, do you have any?
That's the big one. I didn't have time to prepare for everything else since I'm trying to get everything ready for the next person. And yeah. But a little bit of history. I started working here with Rila Walker and Randy Tebow was my original boss. And I think that was for the first 2 years. And then right as COVID-19 happened, a couple months before, Rila and Randy were no longer there, and it was just me. That was a very exciting time.
I'm sure.
That was also when we received the grant to make the tribal history video and a bunch of other videos.
Okay.
So I was just like, what's gonna happen?
A lot of those were really awesome to watch.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, say definitely, Ben. You're a very quick study.
Jack of all trades and master of none. But I eventually was able to get kind of moving, and then thankfully we hired Sunshine. But that was right. The first week she started was when the tribe went remote for COVID-19.
Oh, geez.
So it was a really exciting start with me and her. That was our first big project, was getting the tribal history documentary done and working with Garen to make a bunch of other videos as
Yeah.
well, which you can check out, by the way, on YouTube. I think the year after that is when we started working with Michelle Lemire's immersion class, as well as the Boys and Girls Club in after school. But yeah, a lot of really crazy stuff has happened. A lot of self-development has happened, and so so much stuff has happened in 5 years.
Yeah, the level of research, I gotta say, is very apparent because everything that you guys put out, of course, even the last article that you put into the W.I.N, that was very informative. I actually got a lot of comments back from that because people were like, I never knew that, of course, which is very,
This was this Joshua Sanford Decor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like, the depth and the detail, it matters, because you're able not just to say, well, here's this guy, and it's like, not that you would, but it's like, really bringing, a real individual to life, and that kind of thing and stuff. So it's really good.
And yeah, that's something you really have to work at too, and I encourage everybody, if you want to talk about tribal history, is kind of hold a little bit of tension. And what I mean by that is, we should be really careful not to make really big statements or say, really general things when we really haven't done our research, because
I mean, my mind runs. So
I know. I mean, I'm not saying everybody in the tribe, if you want to talk about history, you need to be an expert, right?
Yeah.
But I think about trusted sources. Think about, because you want to be passing on the best information to the next person.
Yes.
You should really be critical of that, and that is a challenge at times. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hey, boss.
I hate that word. Hi, Sunshine.
Hi. Oh, there we go.
So as you were explaining and talking about some of that, I just pulled up some of the visuals, the channel on YouTube, the Angel Decora's channel, and also some of the information that's on the website.
I just broke the big news.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
I know.
Yes.
We are very sad. We're very sad. Ben has played a crucial role up there, so I'm very appreciative. And I know the students are going to miss him, especially the immersion classroom.
I know. It's going to be real tough. I'm planning on making a couple videos for them for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Little short blurbs, but
That'd
yeah.
be good.
Yeah. And hopefully, depending on job situation and where I'm at in the country too, I really want to keep an eye out around homecoming time, and you might see me around.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We'll have to make you work out there in the
We'll have a camera for you.
Gotta do something.
August 1st in Phoenix. On the tarmac of the Skyport. Just kidding. Yeah.
So,
anyway.
Miss Sunshine, haven't seen your face in
I
forever.
know. I've been busy.
How goes it?
It goes good. Getting ready to lose Ben here, so not looking forward to that. So sad face, but
You gotta do like a little luncheon, or I said dinner, but something, some kind of little
dinner.
I know. It's hungry.
just really hungry.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely need to do something for Ben. So, but other than that, I've been pretty busy with the NAGPRA changes that happened on January 12th. A lot of meetings and interviews and different things going on. So my time has been occupied with that. And I think if anyone's paying attention to some of the news within the larger museums and institutions, they're covering a lot of their Native American displays. Or I think the museum in New York, they closed their whole wing. The same in the Field Museum. They've covered a lot of their different displays, and
In order to get the consent, basically.
yes.
Right. Yeah.
So basically, when you see that within museums, you're seeing that they didn't reach out to tribes. And now with the new NAGPRA regs, then we have that, what do you want to call it?
Power.
We have a little bit of more power. And they have to reach out to tribes before having those displays. So when you see museums do that, you know automatically that they have not talked with tribes of those items that they're holding.
Yeah, and that is That's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
Yeah,
So, we'll be pretty busy up at the museum, or I will, I guess. And, looking forward to it, they hit a lot behind the culturally unidentifiable term, and now they have to defer to tribes. So that really opens up the door for a lot of items that museums are carrying. So,
Indeed.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's probably also a healthy complement, if you will, and that's probably not a compliment, to use the other form of the word, a healthy complement of uncatalogued items.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Uncatalogued, and sometimes universities, they'll just like open a cupboard or something. They're like, oh my gosh, like there's bones in here.
Well, that kind of happened this past year with the hair clippings. I know that we are getting some of those returned as well. The repatriation is almost complete, so we'll be going out there. I'll be going out there. But yeah, so gonna be even busier now. But I'm very grateful that NAGPRA finally changed some of their regs and took out some of that those terms that they were kind of using to their advantage, to not have to defer to tribes or have to return items.
Yeah. It's hard enough just going through the process, and what it really depends on the museum. On the other hand, are they going to make things difficult or not? And it
does. You'll see quite a few articles out there regarding this right now. And there's those big museums, and I won't name them, but they obviously don't care too much about working with tribes. But there are some. They're trying to right the wrongs of their predecessors and these young people. And I always tell Ben, you young people are changing it in museums, with that different thought, not that they're trying to hold things back from us, but they want to return them to us and tribes.
Yeah. It's getting, when I was in college, they actually had a whole section of class on NAGPRA. And I think in the future, you're going to see a lot more stuff coming back. Although I will say, I'm not going to say whether it was a coworker or a professor or anything. Very early on, I think it's whether it was under Randy or when I was solo, I had somebody I knew previously tell me in a different museum, oh no, the Ho-Chunks, they don't do Medicine Lodge anymore. You guys can't get that stuff back. It's like, you don't do that anymore.
Really?
Yep. Or you'll have to like prove it. Yeah. So it was very, very wild being on the other end, because my education is about here's what you need to do in order to comply with NAGPRA as a non-native museum, and then it just got like flipped around, and
crazy.
Yes, yeah.
It was a long time coming, basically.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of thought when NAGPRA was enacted in 1990. There were cases like the Thomas Munson case where we repatriated those items a couple years ago. But he actually didn't want to return the items. So he took the remains, threw them in a couple big large trash bags, and just threw them in his garage because he didn't want these items to be returned back to tribes. So after all those years, just a couple years ago, we finally repatriated and reburied those items and those ancestors. So, I mean, I hope that that's not the case now. I know I voiced that fear with a couple of people, but I hope that we can trust the process and trust that people want to make things right.
Well, it's great, that there's a set of eyes looking now, because of course, unfortunately, we do have to realize there are going to be those scenarios and that type of thing, but the fewer of them that there are, because somebody's actually looking now and looking for them, I think, that's going to be probably the best part.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other work ahead in the future with the department for things like auctions and international museums. And it's never gonna be like, okay, we're done. Like, at least not in our lifetimes.
It's a good thing though, and all these items that we rebury or that we bring home, we can learn from those items, and it brings blessings to us and to our people. So auctions, if we know any very, very wealthy people out there, please keep an eye on auctions and help us bring those items home. I know there was some scrolls that were recently
the birch bark Ojibwe scrolls.
The Ojibwe's, they ended up getting those scrolls back, but they all chipped in to be able to
pay it.
to bid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of those items out there for tribes across the country, probably across the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, very, very nice. It's kind of very crazy to hear like the sea change that's happening when you guys were mentioning, that some museums are still resistant, but others are, kind of basically getting on board with, seeking the permission of the tribes and seeking the endorsement or whatever phrasing fits into that. Because if you didn't notice that, there's also a major change that happened in the world of animals that no one ever thought would happen. Back in, almost, even as close as 30, even 40 years ago, you never thought that you'd have such a resistance toward the use of elephants and lions in the circus. And now those type of things are, very taboo in today's world. And, in a similar way, seeking the permission of the tribes in the ways that they do is kind of a sea change that it's still in progress, of course. We're definitely not at the finish line, if we ever will be. But the mentality is changing, and I think that's probably the best part about it.
Yeah.
Because you never ever, in 1950, did you ever think Barnum and Bailey wouldn't be able to hold their circus and that type of thing? And now it's almost just like, see what I mean? So
it's a good point.
And it took a lot of people pushing, a lot of people making awareness, a lot of people, bringing the subject to light, and that's how it's done.
Yeah.
So
it's a good discussion, guys.
Yes,
indeed.
Yeah. It's been a big shift still a big shift. That's an interesting thing you brought up, because it's like, at the same time too, a lot of native stuff was in museum because it was exotic, right?
Yes.
And look how different and strange it is, right? And at least with recent exhibits we've helped out with, it's a massive shift. It's not perfect, hence the need for this new law. But it's just an incredible difference over 100 years. And
indeed,
it's also not all the way over too, because it's depending on each generation. And we've had people come in, and you get very different vibes with each generation and where people are coming from, and in or outside the tribe. And it's, you kind of get different people's, almost like different perspectives. You can get the 60s perspective, you can get the 80s perspective, get today's perspective. Yeah.
All through the lens of how we were brought forward. That's always a main component too. So nice.
Wow, thanks for breaking that news for us. Now I'm gonna be walking around with the gray cloud over our head.
A tear falling every
I
once
know.
in a while.
I'm gonna miss the radio too. Yeah. You guys are always a blast.
But with that, we are gonna kind of shift gears and kind of get into our last portion, which is my answer is.
Ben is staying for that.
It's no longer the answer is my answer.
Let me see. Shout outs to all the students starting their spring semester.
Yes.
Good luck to all of you, and just prayers for strength and hang in there, and super proud of you, and I think your community is too. So
absolutely, very good one.
And I got to get out of here, so I got another meeting. I don't want to play. See you guys.
See you, sunshine.
Thanks. Okay.
So,
how do we begin? This is a little bit different for me.
Yeah. So it'll be you'll ask the questions to me, Ben.
Okay.
You can keep.
Sure. Yeah.
Let me give Tyler a heads up real quick.
Okay. So while she's letting Tyler know that, just a little bit more background, Ben. What's your favorite space?
My favorite space
in relation to work, like
favorite space.
You've been a place and like, oh my God, that's the best. That's the best. Everything. Or
what do you like?
Just
like
rocked your world, and you want to go back again and again. Like, you've been to various museums and displays, and what space is?
In terms of work too.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a really good question. The best part of my job is always the people side of things.
Sure.
Although I do love, it brings me a lot of pride to like organize files and stuff about some of the artifacts and art we have at the museum.
Okay.
Some of the best experiences I've had is when we've actually worked with UNO, they have, I forget what their program name is, but basically they'll bring young professionals and people who are educated from Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe, around the United States, and they wanted to teach them about Native Americans, so they got in touch with us, and we've had I think 10 or 15 groups of these 20 to 30 size person groups coming, who really don't know much about tribes, and they're always amazing listeners and have really good questions.
Nice.
And a lot of times, we would have people, some of the experiences the tribe went through. I don't know how much you know about Asian history or the genocide in Cambodia and stuff. And some of that stuff really resonated, and was able to connect with them too.
A lot of parallels.
Yeah, and they were just fantastic listeners and fantastic questions. So that was probably one of the best. That's probably one of my favorite spaces, is the gallery, when I'm kind of teaching and performing the history for everybody. I love that. Yeah,
I love that too, because you bring it to life, and that's so important. Because some people think it's just the dry black and white on a textbook page, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's so much more than that. So much more, and it should be.
Yes,
so it takes good teachers. It does. It does. Yes. It does. Okay.
All right.
So we're ready to rock.
Oh yeah.
Rock and roll.
Okay. So if they get it right, we don't have any of the fancy. We have the.
Ooh.
Yes. Almost like
we're not using the soundboard, huh?
No. Almost like the dinner bell. No.
Okay.
My stomach's gonna be growling. No.
I know, right? Okay. So the answer is ready.
Yes.
Okay. So we have 5 questions, and then I do have extras in case there's ties. Okay. So the first one is. Chairwoman Kitcheon testified before the House Committee on Indian Affairs today in Washington, D.C. She did that this morning. In what year was the Bureau of Indian Affairs created?
Ooh, that's a good one. The BIA?
The BIA, yes.
Sheesh.
So, Chairwoman Kitcheon is literally in Washington, D.C. as we speak, and she was providing testimony to the House Committee of Indian Affairs. And so, in what year was the Bureau of Indian Affairs created?
So, just to emphasize, I say this lightly. I say this with a sad heart. I lost last week, so I get a lifeline.
With a sad heart, I gotta say.
A lifeline?
Nah, you're the decider of this. Are we going with lifelines? Because I'm probably gonna tap in for this one.
What if you said decade? How about that?
I don't know if it would fit.
No, wouldn't fit. Okay.
I'm trying to think of what would I do with a lifeline on this, without giving it away.
So, in the past, when we use our lifelines, we'll look in the comments.
Okay.
And then we'll go with the answer that's given.
Okay. Is there a comment or?
I'll pull it up, but I won't look. You guys gotta let me know.
Okay. I can't see. Not yet. They have comments. They don't want you to leave, Ben. So you can't leave.
Do you know this answer, Ben?
I don't. It wasn't always called the BIA either, I don't think.
I think it may have been.
May have been?
Department of the Interior, of course. So,
okay.
Oh, okay.
The Bureau of Indian Affairs was created.
It was created in what year?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with.
I can give you a hint if that, my hint might be wrong. Because it's really testing my own historical.
I'm in the dark here.
I'll save my lifeline for a different question.
Do you want the hint or no? Because it might throw you off.
No.
Okay.
I'll just take a whack at it.
All right. So what is it?
It was created in 1802.
1802.
Because before that, it was the Department of Interior.
Okay. 1802. You say. Okay. So question number 2. Over the holidays, a remake of the movie The Color Purple was released in musical form.
Oh.
Who wrote the novel that it is originally based on?
Ooh.
Are you going to do multiple choice for that or no?
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. So, was it...
I also don't know.
Make it kind of easy. Let's see, because I didn't do original multiple choice. I gotta remember, like I said, it's the first time actually coming up with these questions. So.
No, and I had to leave it for you, Brian, because I knew if I asked, my questions were going to be like, what year is the last bare moon going into? So it's an annual. I mean, we had the hiatus for the COVID pandemic, but what year are we going into? What annual number is it? That would have been my question.
So I'll give 3 multiple choice. Was it Stephen King? Was it Jackie Collins? Or was it Alice Walker?
It's Jackie Collins.
Okay. Final answer?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Question number 3. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are an American rock band from Los Angeles, California. Who is the infamous bassist for the group?
I love Red Hot Chili Peppers.
John Chili.
No? Mr. Chili.
Yep.
Yes. We're having lunch at Chili's. No,
I know. They had a signed a deal.
Can I just give his first name?
Go ahead.
Or whole name. His name's Edward.
Okay.
Edward Chili.
Okay. Question number 4. The world famous candy bar Snickers has 4 basic ingredients. Name them.
Oh, you can do that. No, that's an easy one.
That's a good one.
All 4 main ingredients. It's on the label. You, of course, probably eaten one. Yes. So.
I'm going to go with chocolate.
Okay.
I'm going to go with peanuts.
Okay.
Caramel.
Okay.
And what's that little crunch? Graham crackers?
Okay.
Wait, no, not graham
Okay.
crackers. The little crunch, what is that? So there's chocolate around it, there's peanuts in it, there's caramel. I'm gonna go with vanilla extract.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's got to be a longer list of stuff, I imagine. But is this just the top 4?
Yeah, like the main ingredients.
Okay.
We're not breaking down to the minerals. So,
okay. This isn't like.
How long do they make? How long do they bake it?
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. In the classic horror comedy movie Beetlejuice, the title character, played by Michael Keaton, attempts to lure a black fly into his lair with a candy bar. Which candy bar does he use?
What was it? It was whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, it was a Twix. I take that back. I'm gonna go
Do you
with Twix.
want Twix?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Twix. I watched Beetlejuice probably about 102 times.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Little too hard? No?
No, they're good.
Okay. All right. Did you know them, Ben?
Nope. Yep. I could probably get a little bit closer on number 1, I think, but I that would be a really hard guess for that specific year.
Yeah. My hint, and she's on the way. My hint was going to be, I'm pretty sure the president at the time was Andrew Jackson.
So. Okay, we'll see if that's accurate.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember for sure, though. Okay. All right, Tyler, where are we in number 4? Yep. All right.
Yeah, 3, 4, no, 5.
Is it 5? Oh, 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ben's on 4. So, okay. Give us a little voice test there.
Hello.
Yeah, might want to get a little bit closer.
Okay.
Okay. So the answer is question number 1. Chairwoman Kitchian testified before the House Committee on Indian Affairs this morning in Washington, D.C. In what year was the Bureau of Indian Affairs created?
Dang. You got the hard question. Here's Garen with his Kardashians.
The Kardashians were not there. Well, maybe. No.
Is this multiple choice or do you just...
It is not.
Okay.
No.
Ooh, I want to say 1978.
1978. Final answer?
Sure.
Okay. So do we usually give the answer right away, or do
Yeah,
we go through all
after
that?
we both say it.
Okay, so both of you,
Yeah.
Womp womp.
the answer is 1824.
Okay, pretty close.
I was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's way off.
Yeah. No, you were close. She said 1802. So, yeah. And was it Andrew Jackson the president? then? I think
You're getting
so.
pretty close. Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
remember for
What'd
sure.
you say in 1826?
24.
24. So Bethany was really close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was that he lost in the election of 1824.
Okay, so it would have been
Okay.
John Quincy Adams.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
You
it was.
know your history.
Jay Quince.
Well, I used to know the order. I
Well,
don't. I
that was
don't
a big
anymore.
thing because that might have been the first time a president was like president, then lost, and
Yeah.
then was president again.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Election year, folks.
Yes, a squirrel moment with Aaron
Scared.
Burr there.
Yeah.
so. Okay, question number 2. Over the holidays, a remake of the movie The Color Purple was released in musical form. Who wrote the novel it is based on?
Oh, dang.
You have a multiple choice, or you can answer it outright.
Let's do multiple.
Okay. Was it Stephen King? Was it Jackie Collins? Or was it Alice Walker?
I want to go with Stephen King, but I know he writes more like scary stuff, right? Like
Sure.
he wrote it, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with the third one.
Alice Walker?
Yeah.
Okay. And the answer is. Yeah, she got it right.
Hey!
Alice Walker,
Yeah, it's definitely not
yes,
Stephen
yeah.
King.
No, Stephen King. But he did write some fantasy novels, so it wasn't
The
totally.
Stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gunslinger and the Drawing of the Three, and then so that's kind of like a post-apocalyptic fantasy type. Anyway, nice. So she got one. All right. Question number 3. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are an American rock band from Los Angeles, California. Who is the infamous bassist for the group? Who plays bass?
Is this multiple?
No, it is not.
Dang, well, I don't know who it plays that, so.
Did we get any answers on the? No.
Mm-mm.
None of you guys know the bassist for Red Hot Chili Peppers? Don't want to shout it out on Facebook?
Did Bethany know?
Oh, just they all just popped up. Huh?
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
I got it.
answers on. He's
Most
got
recent one,
answers
John
on
Quincy
there.
Adams. No.
He's got
I'm
answers
going
on
with
there.
That guy.
That guy.
Do you want to give her the lifeline or no? It's up to you guys.
She
I
won,
last time,
so she don't get
it
one.
would be
Did I
Bethany.
even use mine? I always do
You
that.
always forget.
Don't.
I always forget. It's like rewind.
There's answers on there though, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're right, but they're on there. So
Man, it's just gonna be Donald Trump or
Donald
something.
Trump. Final answer?
Yeah.
No.
That's what he's been doing.
He goes by the name Flea.
Flea.
Yes.
He was in Back to the Future.
Yes.
Oh.
So many, and then also, what was the name of the movie
This
that
guy.
he was in with Charlie Sheen and Nicole Eggert, where they're speeding down the highway? Oh, what's the name of that movie? Anyway, sorry, but he played this really, like, of course, totally typecast guy in there, that this big oversized like Jeep or Bronco with these huge tires on it on the freeway in Los Angeles. Then of course they roll it. Anyway, so Flea. The answer is Flea. And I think if I remember right, the answer on the screen was correct.
Bring it back up.
I wonder why his nickname is Flea.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know.
got
I
it.
got to look into that.
Shout
yeah.
out to Jamie.
Yeah, so you got it. Okay, so question number 4. The world famous candy bar Snickers has 4 basic ingredients in them. Name them. So we're not talking about mineral level. So if you were gonna make a Snickers,
Okay.
what's in it?
I'm gonna say chocolate,
Okay.
peanuts,
Okay.
caramel.
Okay.
Dang. I don't really eat candy, so I gotta think of this.
But you've had a Snickers. Everyone's had Snickers.
Like years ago.
Oh, okay.
Halloween.
Not even then.
Commercials everywhere too.
Not even then.
Yes.
The Chase. That's what.
That's what it was called. Yes, The Chase. Yes. That was such a good movie. Charlie Sheen, Nicole Eggert. And they say, oh, poor Natty and a brand new BMW.
So is Flea's real name Michael?
I think so.
Balzeri?
Yeah.
Michael Flea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say milk. I don't know.
Milk? Okay. Final
It's in
answer? Okay. The answer for both is nougat.
Oh, that's what you were. Wait,
Yeah,
that's the crunchy part, right?
No, actually, it's very soft, kind of like the main
Nougat.
part of a Three Musketeers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that
Pull that up
I
on
was
the
gonna say
screen,
milk
I
too.
wanna
So
see what it is.
grayish, whitish type. It's real soft.
What did you say?
Nougat.
I said, what did I say?
You
Chocolate,
said vanilla.
vanilla
vanilla
extract,
extract.
peanuts, and caramel.
It's not a very chocolatey like candy though.
No. The nougat is actually the largest, I guess,
It's their
mass.
secret
When you break
weapon.
it down.
Yeah. So of course peanuts all throughout, covered in chocolate, and then caramel on the top layer. So anyway,
Interesting.
I love Snickers. Okay, question number 5. Then right now, then the score is 1-0, I believe,
Is it that white stuff?
currently. Ish. Yeah. See the middle of it.
Ah.
Cool.
The more you know, huh?
Yes, exactly. Okay, question number 5.
Okay.
In the classic horror comedy movie Beetlejuice, the title character, played by Michael Keaton, attempts to lure a black fly into his lair with a candy bar. Which candy bar is he using?
I haven't ever seen this movie, so
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna say a whatchamacallit, because those are older, right?
Why are we always like
Yes,
that?
they
yeah?
are. Yes, they are. She said that too. Yeah.
I was like, oh, whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit, is that your final answer?
Lock it in.
Okay, ding. And the answer, both of you didn't get it. The answer was a zagnut.
Hold
I
on.
don't
And
even know
then
what that is.
Whoever answered it on the screen got it correct.
I saw
Jamie, I
that. Yeah.
think.
Yep.
Tyler with 1 point.
Oh,
is
it
the
was
winner.
Cisco the
Yeah,
kid.
zagnut. Because, the scene is, it's kind of like that weird model layout, and that it's like almost what's on the wall here, but it's green. It's kind of like this fake grass.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he reaches up through it, and then it's a zagnut in his hand. That fly is like, so anyway. So, okay, so 1-0. Tyler got the win.
It's a landslide. No.
Dinner's ready. No.
Cute little bug.
Yeah, so the extra questions, if you wanted to know, were name the song sang by the dinner guests in Beetlejuice.
The Macarena.
No. It was.
Of course, Catherine O'Hara as the mother sitting at the head of the table, and all of a sudden she says it.
Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. But what's
Yeah.
the name of the song?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
The answer, you want to know the answer?
Mhm.
The answer is Day-O, the banana boat song.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other two were kind of a little bit hard because I wanted to see it and push you guys. Washington, D.C., because Tori's out there right now, is famous for its phrase printed on its license plates. What is that phrase? You think about Washington, D.C.
What happens?
What would they put
in
on their
DC
license plate?
Stays in
I was just going to say that. I was like, what
Yeah.
happens?
It doesn't stay in D.C.
Yeah. Affects the entire nation. Yeah.
It's a political answer.
It's a political.
Congress or something. I don't know.
It is taxation without representation.
Oh, I
Because
thought-
the
No.
District of Columbia has more
Oh.
residents than states like Wyoming, South Dakota, etc., and they do not have representation in Congress.
The right to vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. So, and then the last one is, as the total tiebreaker, what is the main color aubergine?
What?
Aubergine. Aubergine. What is the main color
It's
of
like
it?
red.
Red?
It sounds like Auburn, but then there's some genes in there.
Would you pronounce it
Aubergine.
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 Orange.
Orange?
Yeah.
And you said red?
Yeah.
Do you know, Ben?
No.
It is mainly a dark purple.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Linking it up with the color purple.
Yes, indeed. That's where I was going. So, 'cause try to see how my mind works.
We got
Ding,
candy
ding,
and
ding.
books.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
We need some homework the day before, so we know what's
This one was kind of, he asked who was going to be doing the questions, and like my questions would not. Mine were right
You're
easy.
random.
Yeah. It's like-
Now you know, whenever Garen does it, just go on ESPN for like after work the day before.
Get some sports questions going.
You know
I
what's
was
floating
thinking
around
like
in his
maybe
head.
the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah,
I
it could
still
be.
didn't look
Could
it
be.
up, but I was
Yeah.
Well, Tyler with the win today.
Yeah, 1-0. So that's my little dinner bell.
I'm really out here this year.
Yes.
But before we conclude today's episode, guys, got any closing remarks, any shout outs?
Something out there.
I do not. No shout out.
I'll go right off that. Now, say it. I want to give a shout out to everyone that is currently in the process of not only what culminated this morning, but will also be culminating later on in February in the land back issue for the tribe. So, like what I said, Chairwoman Kitcheon provided some testimony this morning, but that's going to be an ongoing effort. The main one, of course, I believe is coming up February 8th, and we will also have links to watch like we did this morning, so look for that on our Facebook page. We'll post that so you know how to click and get there once they do post it, because those are, we're still a little bit away from it. But shout out to everybody that's making that possible. There are so many team members. I never want to forget anyone, but you guys know who you are. And for those of you listening, the Winnebago people are working to make that happen. Shout out.
Awesome shout
I
out.
must say ditto. I really like that one.
Definitely. Ben?
Ooh, let's see. Shout out to everybody I've worked with and supported the museum. Yeah,
Ben's leaving.
all the help from Little Priest and that support. For those of you who don't know, we're in Little Priest Tribal College, but we're not technically part of the tribal college, and they have been really helpful over the years and have a great relationship with all their staff there. Gonna miss seeing a lot of the people too, because they're just like coworkers, because we're in the same building and everything. Yeah.
Sure.
But everybody who's helped us out over the years, collaborated with us. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
And then Ben said he'll be back next week too. For our
Yes,
next
I will.
episode.
Yes, I will still be here next week. And if you guys ever do have questions about history, I'm more than happy to help. Find me on Facebook. I won't even charge you. No. But no. Always happy to help.
You
Yeah.
blocked us.
Your payment plan has not.
Oh my
enabled you to get
gosh,
these.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to give a quick shout out to a birthday girl that celebrated her 17th birthday recently. My girl Mia Estella Ramirez.
Happy birthday.
She's a junior down at Walt Hill Public. She's in cheerleading, and just want her to stay focused.
Very good. Very good.
So, yeah, we'll be back with another episode next week on Tuesday. I believe it'll be me and Brian hosting as well.
Okay. Yeah.
DJ Guaranteed will be on an assignment, so we'll be back next week with another episode. We do have some special guests lined up. They'll be stopping in to talk about their program and some updates. Again, we'll be live streaming the Lewis and Clark girls games that are hosted in Winnebago this evening on the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube
Yes, indeed.
page.
Yep.
So that'll be we'll share the link on our Facebook page, but we'll be back in the studio for the big hour tomorrow. I'll be in here for ARL on Thursday. MCBKC will be in here for Res
That's
Ride.
right. Yep.
And then we have a new episode for season 3 of Baby Bison Beats coming with MC Ash and a new host.
Nice.
So
Good show today, guys. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff covered, a lot of eclectic. Hopefully, my questions weren't too hard. I know
No, I
they were.
think
I
they
know
were
they were out there.
Just a little
kind of
bit.
got those
Yeah.
cobwebs.
So we could go totally academic. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep. We'll review all the things I've taught you about over the years.
Oh my gosh! It's
Yeah.
like, what was Ben's first appearance on? Oh my gosh!
What day?
What
day?
did he talk about?
What did he
That
talk
would be
about?
That's actually a really good question. I don't remember.
I don't even.
There you go. What did you talk about the first time you came here?
And
Yeah.
even he doesn't remember now.
No.
But we hope that you all that are tuned in have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yes.
And remember to be good to each other,
Yep.
be good to yourself, and
Get active.
get active.
Right.
See you guys later.
Bye.